Okay, so you want to be a doctor. White coat, six-figure salary, the respect of everyone at the dinner table, and a job that can never be automated away. One of the last guaranteed paths to wealth in America. That's the pitch. That's what every parent pushing their kid toward med school is selling. Here's what the pitch leaves out. The average medical student graduates with over $200,000 of debt, then spends 3 to 7 years earning roughly the salary of a school teacher while working 80-hour weeks, and while the interest on that debt quietly compounds in the background. Most doctors don't earn a real doctor's paycheck until their early to mid-30s. By then, many of their college friends have a decade of savings, investments, and retirement contributions already working for them. Being a doctor is one of the highest paying careers in America, and it might also be one of the worst structured investments you can make. Both of those things are true at the same time. Here's how. Start with the cost of entry, because medicine has one of the highest paywalls of any profession on earth. 4 years of college, then 4 years of medical school, where tuition and living costs at many programs now run $70,000 to $90,000 per year, all in. Most students cover it with loans. Federal loans that, unlike a mortgage, start accruing interest immediately at rates meaningfully higher than what a homeowner pays. By graduation day, the typical newly minted doctor is somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000 in the hole, and they still can't legally practice medicine. Because now comes the trapdoor. Residency. Every doctor must complete residency training, 3 years minimum for family medicine, up to 7 for surgical specialties. And residents are paid a fixed salary that hovers around $60,000 to $70,000 a year for some of the longest working hours of any job in the country. Run that math per hour, and a resident physician often earns less than the hospital's administrative staff, but the hours aren't the trapdoor, the interest is. While a resident earns that fixed salary, their $250,000 loan balance is compounding at 7 or 8%. That's roughly $20,000 of new interest per year that most residents can't afford to fully pay, so it gets added to the balance. A doctor who graduated owing $250,000 can finish a long residency owing well over $300,000 without having borrowed another dollar. Then, in their 30s, the payoff finally arrives. And to be clear, it's real. Family medicine physicians earn somewhere around $250,000 a year. Specialists, cardiology, orthopedics, dermatology, routinely clear $400,000 to $600,000 or more. Almost no other profession offers that kind of reliable, recession-proof income. But here's the framing nobody does. Treat the medical career like an investment and compare it to a friend who took a decent job at 22. The friend earns for 10 extra years while the doctor trains. The friend invests through their entire 20s, the single most valuable compounding decade of a human life. The doctor spends that same decade going backwards, deeper into debt. Economists who've run this comparison find that a physician's lifetime earnings advantage over a well-paid professional is far smaller than the salary gap suggests. And for the lowest paid specialties, after taxes and debt service, the gap can nearly close entirely. So, does the math work? The good scenario: you match into a high-paying specialty, live like a resident for a few extra years after training, attack the debt aggressively, and by 40, you're debt-free with a six-figure surplus every single year for the rest of your career. Medicine becomes exactly the wealth machine everyone promised. The bad scenario: you choose a lower-paying specialty out of genuine passion in an expensive city, upgrade your lifestyle the moment the attending paycheck arrives, and you spend your 40s still writing 4-figure monthly checks toward loans you took out at 22. Same degree, same white coat. The difference isn't intelligence or effort. Both versions of this doctor worked brutally hard. The difference is that one of them understood before signing the first loan document that medicine isn't just a career. It's a leveraged 15-year investment with the highest entry cost of any profession in America, and a payoff that arrives a full decade later than everyone thinks it does. The salary is real. The prestige is real. But in medicine, the wealth doesn't come from the paycheck. It comes from surviving the decade before the paycheck ever arrives.